Chosen one. Something shifted in the atmosphere the moment you decided to stop explaining yourself. The universe felt it, your enemies felt it, and now they're scrambling. They came at you thinking you were the weak link. They thought you were the one who would crack under pressure. They whispered behind closed doors. They stirred their little pots. They set their little traps. And you know what happened? You walked right past every single one of them, like they were invisible, because to you now, they kind of are. They wanted the Hunger Games, they wanted chaos, they wanted to watch you crumble and beg and fight dirty like them, but you did something they never expected. You unlocked District 111, you became the version of yourself that cannot be touched, and now they're standing there with shovels in their hands, digging for dirt that doesn't exist, looking absolutely ridiculous. This message is going to show you exactly why they're panicking, why the people who bet against you are losing sleep, why your silence has become the loudest weapon in the room, and why the next 48 hours of your life are about to flip everything in your favor. Think of yourself right now as someone who just walked through a tunnel that seemed like it would never end. Years of darkness, years of betrayal, years of people smiling in your face while sharpening knives behind your back. But here you are, still breathing, still standing, still dangerous, and the light at the end of that tunnel, it's not just coming, it's here. You made it. And everybody who said you wouldn't is about to watch you step into the sun. Let's talk about what's really been happening. Let's talk about the game they tried to run on you. And let's talk about why you're about to win in a way that rewrites everything. First, understand something about the people around you. There's been a whole network of individuals who thought they could get information out of you. They thought you were the type to spill secrets, to gossip, to participate in their little soap opera drama. They came at you with their questions, their fake concern, their just checking in energy that was really just reconnaissance. They wanted you to hand them ammunition. They wanted you to give them something they could twist, something they could use against you or someone else, and you gave them nothing. Not a word, not a hint, not even a crumb. You looked them dead in the eye and kept your mouth shut, and that drove them absolutely insane. Because see, these people operate on chaos. They need fuel to keep their fires burning. They need you to react. They need you to defend yourself. They need you to engage, but you refused to play. You went completely business as usual. You kept it cute. You kept it moving. And now they're standing there like fools wondering why their plan backfired. Here's what they didn't understand about you. You've been through too much to fall for the okey doke. You've seen too many snakes shed their skin right in front of you. You've watched too many friends reveal themselves as enemies. The last 5 years alone have been a masterclass in human deception. You've had fake friends, fake relationships, fake collaborations, people who promised you the world and then vanished like smoke when it was time to deliver. And every single one of those experiences taught you something valuable. You learned to read the room before you speak. You learned to watch patterns instead of listening to promises. You learned that your silence is worth more than their apologies. And most importantly, you learned that you don't owe anybody an explanation for how you choose to protect your peace. So when they came knocking again, thinking this time would be different, you were already 10 steps ahead. You didn't argue, you didn't defend, you just moved, you just observed, you just let them expose themselves. And now the whole world can see what you always knew. They were the problem, not you. They were the toxic ones, not you. They were the ones who needed to be cut, not you. This is the era of the mirror. You've become a walking reflection of everybody else's dysfunction. When people come at you now, all they see is their own issues staring back at them, their insecurity, their jealousy, their need for control. It all gets reflected right back in their face, and they hate it. They absolutely hate it, because for once they can't blame you, they can't point fingers at you, They can't make you the villain of their story. All they can do is stand there and realize that maybe, just maybe, they're the ones who need to change. And you know what the funniest part is? You didn't even have to say anything. You didn't have to call them out. You didn't have to write a dissertation on their flaws. You just existed. You just kept living your life, and your mere presence was enough to make them uncomfortable with themselves. That's power, chosen one, real power, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself, the kind that just is. Second, let's address these people who've been watching you, and I mean really watching you, from fake accounts, from the shadows, from across the room at functions. They've been tracking your every move, studying your posts, analyzing your energy, trying to figure out your next step so they can either copy it or sabotage it. These people are obsessed, and not in a flattering way, in a dangerous, toxic, karmic way. But here's what's beautiful about it. Their obsession is draining them, not you. Every hour they spend stalking your social media is an hour they're not building their own life. Every thought they dedicate to tearing you down is energy they're not using to elevate themselves. They're literally destroying themselves trying to destroy you, and you don't even have to lift a finger. You've learned something powerful. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to clap back at every comment. You don't have to prove yourself to people who've already decided to hate you. Your success is your revenge. Your peace is your power. Your silence is your strategy. And it's working. It's working so well that they're going crazy trying to figure out how you're still standing. Think about that for a second. They literally cannot comprehend your peace. They're losing their minds trying to understand how you can be so calm when they're throwing everything at you. They expected explosions. They expected drama. They expected you to match their energy. And when you didn't, it broke something in their brains. They don't know how to handle someone who simply refuses to engage, someone who looks at their chaos and chooses serenity, someone who could go to war but chooses peace instead. Remember when they hedged their bets against you? Remember when they watched you go through something hard and thought, this is it, they're done? They set timers, chosen one, literal timers. They were counting down the days until your downfall. The people you cut off in the spring didn't think you'd make it to summer. The people you cut off in the summer didn't think you'd make it to fall. The people you cut off last month didn't think you'd make it to today. And yet here you are, gleaming, beaming, breathing, thriving. Everything they predicted fell flat. Every bet they placed against you lost. And now they have to sit there and watch you win while they collect their losses. The audacity of these people. They really thought they knew your story better than you did. They really thought your ending was in their hands. But you showed them something important. You showed them that you're not the main character of their story. You're the main character of yours. And in your story, you always get back up. You always find a way. You always come out on top. Not because you're lucky, but because you're chosen. Because you refuse to quit. Because there's something inside you that simply will not be extinguished. Third, let's talk about this battle you've been preparing for. Something big is coming. You feel it in your bones. You've been getting your armor on, saying your prayers, tightening your strategy, because you know that what's ahead requires you to be sharper than you've ever been. This isn't strike one or strike two. This is strike 9. You've tried this thing multiple times. You've failed multiple times. You've gotten back up multiple times. And now you're looking at another attempt thinking, this has to be the one. The difference this time is you. The old you would have gone into this scared. The old you would have been shaky and uncertain. The old you would have let the fear of failure paralyze you. But this version of you, this new character that's been unlocking, this version is different. This version is battle-ready. This version has seen too much to be intimidated. This version has survived too much to back down now. Think about what you've overcome. Think about the betrayals, the heartbreaks, the financial setbacks, the health scares, The moments when you thought you couldn't take another step, you made it through all of that. Every single thing that was supposed to break you just made you stronger. Every person who was supposed to destroy you just became a lesson. You're not the same person you were last year, or the year before, or the year before that. You've evolved, you've transformed, and now you're stepping into this next challenge with a completely different energy. It's not desperation anymore, it's determination. It's not fear anymore, it's focus. You know what you want, you know what you deserve, and you're not going to let anything or anyone stand in your way. The old version of you used to shrink in the face of adversity, used to second-guess every decision, used to let imposter syndrome convince you that you didn't belong. That version is gone now, dead and buried somewhere in the depths of all those trials you survived. What emerged in its place is a warrior, a champion, someone who has already proven their resilience more times than they can count. They wanted Hunger Games. Fine, you'll give them Hunger Games, but they forgot one important detail. You're from District 111. You're not the tribute who cries in the corner. You're not the one who makes alliances with snakes. You're the one who comes in silent, strategic, and absolutely lethal. By the time they realize what happened, you've already won, and all they can do is watch. It's not about brute strength or cunning manipulation. It's about divine alignment. It's about being so connected to your purpose that obstacles become stepping stones. It's about having such clarity of vision that distractions can't even get your attention. You're operating on a different frequency now, a frequency they can't tune into, no matter how hard they try. Fourth, recognize this ride you're on. Picture a wheel of fortune spinning. For years it's been spinning in everyone else's favor. Your enemies got promotions. Your haters found happiness. The people who wronged you seemed to prosper while you struggled, and you sat there wondering when it would ever be your turn. When would karma show up? When would justice be served? Well, chosen one, the wheel is turning. Right now, in this very moment, everything that's been working against you is about to start working for you. All that delayed gratification, all those unanswered prayers, all those times you did the right thing and got punished for it. It's all about to pay off in ways you can't even imagine. But here's what you need to understand. This shift isn't just about external circumstances changing. It's about you changing. The version of you that's about to receive these blessings is not the same version that used to beg for scraps. You've leveled up internally. You've done the shadow work. You've healed wounds that nobody even knew you had. And now you're finally in a position to handle the abundance that's coming. See, some people aren't ready for their blessings. They get money, and it destroys them. They get love, and they sabotage it. They get opportunities, and they waste them. But you've been through the fire. You've been refined. You've been purified. And now you're capable of holding on to the good things that are coming your way without letting them slip through your fingers. This is your season of receiving, not just surviving, receiving, actually accepting the good things that want to come to you, actually believing that you deserve them, actually opening your hands instead of keeping your fists clenched out of fear. The universe has been trying to bless you for a while now, but you kept blocking it. You kept thinking you weren't worthy. You kept expecting disappointment around every corner. It's time to stop that. It's time to trust that good things can happen to you without a catch. It's time to believe that not everyone is out to hurt you. It's time to let your guard down just enough to let the right people in. Fifth, let's address the energy you've been operating in. You've been in survival mode for so long that you forgot what thriving feels like. Fight or flight has been your default setting. Your nervous system has been on high alert constantly. Every text message made you anxious. Every knock on the door made you tense. Every phone call made you brace for bad news. You've been living like you're in a war zone even when things were peaceful. But you're working on that now. You're learning to calm your nervous system. You're learning to breathe through the panic. You're learning that not every silence is a threat, and not every kindness is a trap. It's a process. Some days are harder than others. Some triggers still get to you, but you're making progress, real progress, the kind that nobody can take away from you. Part of this healing involves stepping into a different role. If you've always been the protector, maybe it's time to let someone protect you. If you've always been the giver, maybe it's time to receive. If you've always been in your masculine energy, maybe it's time to lean into your feminine, or vice versa. Whatever role feels uncomfortable for you right now is exactly where your growth is. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about becoming more balanced, more whole, more complete. You've been operating on one cylinder for too long, doing everything yourself, carrying every burden alone, never asking for help because you learned early that people can't be trusted. But the new era requires a new approach. It requires vulnerability. It requires letting people see the parts of you that you've always hidden. It requires trusting again, even though you've been burned. And yes, that's terrifying, but it's also necessary, because the life you want can't be built alone. The love you deserve requires opening up. The success you're chasing needs collaboration. So start practicing, start small, start letting people help you with little things, start accepting compliments without deflecting, start receiving gifts without feeling obligated to give something back immediately. It's going to feel weird at first, it might even feel wrong, but keep doing it, keep stretching that muscle, because the more you practice receiving, the more the universe will send your way. Here's something nobody told you. Blocking blessings is actually a form of self-sabotage. Every time you say, "Oh, you didn't have to do that," or "I can't accept this," or "let me pay you back," you're telling the universe that you're not ready for more. You're telling God that you don't trust the gift. You're telling yourself that you're not worthy, and all of that needs to stop. You are worthy of being loved without earning it. You are worthy of being helped without owing anything. You are worthy of having things go right for no reason other than you exist and you matter. Let that sink in. Let it bypass all the defenses you've built. Let it hit your heart directly. You are worthy. Sixth, understand what's happening in the spiritual realm right now. There's a curtain call being prepared for you. All those years of working behind the scenes, all those years of being overlooked and underestimated, all those years of grinding in silence while others got recognition for less. It's all been preparation for this moment. The spotlight is about to shift, and when it does, you need to be ready. Not just ready to perform, ready to handle the attention, ready to manage the jealousy that's coming, ready to deal with people who suddenly want to be your friend now that you're winning, ready for everything that comes with elevation. Because here's what nobody tells you about success. It's lonely at the top. Not everyone can come with you. Some people you love will become uncomfortable with your growth. Some relationships that used to work will stop working. Some doors have to close for new ones to open, and you have to be okay with that. The divine is making an example out of you, in a good way. All those people who said you couldn't do it, they're about to watch you do it. All those people who counted you out, they're about to count your blessings from the sidelines. All those people who thought your struggles were entertaining, they're about to be entertained by your success. But here's the beautiful part. You don't have to prove anything to them. You don't have to rub it in their face. You don't have to send screenshots of your wins or make passive-aggressive posts about your come-up. Your success speaks for itself. Your peace speaks for itself. Your glow speaks for itself. Just keep being yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing, and let them figure out how you did it. Seventh, let's discuss these wishes that have been sitting in the well. You've made so many wishes over the years. Some you remember clearly, some you forgot about completely. Wishes for love, wishes for stability, wishes for recognition, wishes for peace, wishes for just one thing to go right for once. The divine has not forgotten, not a single one. Every tear you cried in private was counted. Every prayer you whispered when nobody was listening was heard. Every dream you gave up on because it hurt too much to hope was recorded. And now, one by one, those wishes are being retrieved from the bottom of the well. Something is about to happen in the next 48 hours. A wish being granted. Something you've been waiting for so long that you almost stopped believing it could happen. It might come in a form you don't expect, through a person you didn't anticipate, in a timing that catches you off guard, but it's coming, and when it does, don't question it, don't sabotage it with doubt, don't start looking for reasons why it won't work out, just receive it, just say thank you, just let it prove to you that good things can and do happen to you. You've been through enough disappointment, you've been through enough almost but not quite. This time is different, this time is yours. Your patience is paying off. All those times you wanted to force things and you chose to wait instead. All those times you wanted to blow up on someone and you chose silence instead. All those times you wanted to quit and you chose to keep going instead. It's all adding up, it's all compounding, and the payout is about to be massive. Starseeds, they never expected this. The technology used to suppress consciousness has been reverse-engineered, and Destiny Engine is the result. What was once used against humanity is now your ascension weapon. You can now MK Ultra yourself into 5D superpowers. Destiny Engine bypasses the conscious mind and rewrites the source code directly. Reality bends faster. Synchronicities stack. Your nervous system upgrades to a higher bandwidth. Put on headphones, press play. That's all. For $1, you switch sides of history. Click the link in the description. The takeover is internal. 8th, let's talk about the people who are about to feel really stupid. There's a specific person or group of people who thought they had you figured out. They thought because you were connected to certain individuals, you must be just like them. They thought because you had to work with certain people, you must have been conspiring with them. They created a whole narrative in their head about who you are and what you're about, and they were dead wrong. See, what they didn't understand is that you were just surviving. You were dealing with the best of the worst options available. You weren't building empires with these people. You weren't plotting takeovers. You were just trying to get through the day without losing your mind. You were just trying to navigate a toxic environment without becoming toxic yourself. But these paranoid people couldn't see that. They were too busy projecting their own behavior onto you. They assumed you were scheming because that's what they do. They assumed you were talking behind people's backs because that's their favorite hobby. They assumed you were playing games because they can't imagine any other way to operate. Now they're about to feel ridiculous, because as they dig and dig and dig for evidence of your wrongdoing, they keep coming up empty. There is no dirt, there is no scandal, there is no hidden agenda. Just you minding your business, doing your best, trying to build a life worth living, and all their accusations and assumptions were based on nothing but their own guilty conscience. Let them feel foolish. Don't even acknowledge it. Don't give them the satisfaction of a response. Just keep moving. Just keep building. Just keep proving through your actions that you are exactly who you've always said you are. The truth has a way of revealing itself, and right now it's revealing them for exactly who they are. 9th, recognize the protection that's surrounding you. Everywhere you go now there's a buffer, a divine shield, a person or circumstance that stands between you and the chaos that used to consume you. It's almost supernatural how it works. You'll be in a situation where drama tries to erupt, and suddenly someone steps in, redirects the energy, shuts it down before it reaches you. You'll be in a place where haters are lurking, and somehow you're shielded from their attacks. It's like there's an invisible force field around you that repels negativity before it can land. This is the sign you've been looking for. This is how you know where you're supposed to be. Not because everything is perfect, not because there's no drama at all, but because when drama shows up, it gets handled before it reaches you. There's a buffer, a protector, a gatekeeper who says not today to anyone who tries to come for you. Pay attention to where this buffer shows up. That's where you're meant to be. That's where your assignment is. That's where your growth is happening. The places where nobody protects you, where you're constantly having to defend yourself, where the drama never ends and nobody helps, those are the places you have permission to leave. You don't have to stay anywhere that drains you. You don't have to remain in situations that require you to fight every single day. The right environments come with built-in protection. The right relationships come with people who have your back. The right opportunities come with support systems that want to see you win. So stop trying to make bad situations work. Stop trying to be the hero who transforms toxic environments single-handedly. Stop trying to love people into treating you right. Find the places where you're protected. Find the people who act as buffers. Find the opportunities that come with divine security. That's where you belong. 10th, let's address this love that's trying to enter your life. There's someone who keeps coming to mind. Someone who's been patient with you. Someone who's been consistent. Someone who scares you a little bit because they're not like the others. They actually show up. They actually follow through. They actually treat you like you matter. And you don't know what to do with that. Your heart says yes. Your mind says wait. Your body remembers all the trauma from before. And you're standing there torn between wanting to leap and wanting to run. It's the most confusing feeling in the world, because you've been burned so many times that genuine love looks suspicious. But here's what I need you to hear. This one is different. Not because they're perfect, not because they'll never hurt you, not because happily ever after is guaranteed, but because they're actually aligned with where you're going. They actually complement the person you're becoming. They actually add to your life instead of subtracting from it. Stop looking for red flags so hard that you create them. Stop testing people until they fail. Stop expecting disappointment so consistently that you manifest it. This person is showing you who they are through their actions. Believe them. Not the voice in your head that says everyone leaves. Not the fear that says you're unlovable. Not the trauma that says it's only a matter of time before they hurt you. Someone is here to take care of you, to support your dreams, to hold you when you're tired, to celebrate your wins and carry you through your losses. Someone who understands your energy. Someone who matches your ambition. Someone who makes you feel safe enough to finally rest. Let them in, not all the way at once, if that's too scary, but start cracking the door open. Start allowing yourself to be cared for. Start receiving the love you've been too afraid to accept, because this is part of your new era. This is part of your upgrade. This is part of becoming the version of yourself that has everything you've been working toward. You've waited a long time for someone like this, someone who doesn't require you to perform, someone who loves your shadows as much as your light, someone who sticks around during the hard parts instead of only showing up when it's easy. This person has been prepared for you, just like you've been prepared for them. All those relationships that failed, they were clearing space. All those heartbreaks, they were teaching you what you don't want. All that time alone, it was building the self-worth you needed to attract something real. Now it's here. Now they're here. And all you have to do is stop running. Stop building walls. Stop expecting them to hurt you just because others did. Give this one a chance. Give yourself a chance. Give love a chance to actually work for once. 11th, understand the defiance you're embodying. You're about to prove something to the world that they thought was impossible. A happy relationship, a successful career, a healthy body, financial freedom, inner peace. Whatever the specific dream is, people around you have said it can't be done. They've pointed to statistics. They've shared horror stories. They've projected their own failures onto your future. But you're about to defy gravity. You're about to be the example that it can work, that people can find real love, that dreams can come true, that healing is possible, that success doesn't require selling your soul. You're going to be the proof that others point to when they need hope, the living testimony that speaks louder than any doubt. This isn't about proving haters wrong, even though that's a nice bonus. This is about expanding what's possible for everyone watching. When you win, you give permission for others to win too. When you heal, you show others that healing exists. When you love successfully, you demonstrate that real love is out there. The universe chose you for this, not because you're more special than everyone else, but because you went through enough to appreciate what's coming, because you did the work to prepare yourself, because you have the strength to handle both the blessing and the responsibility that comes with it. So step into this destiny without apology. Stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Stop downplaying your success to avoid jealousy. Stop acting like your dreams are too big when they're exactly the right size for who you are. You were built for this. Everything you've been through has been training you for this moment. 12th, and finally, return to the beginning. Remember where we started. You stopped explaining yourself. You went silent. You became the mirror. You unlocked District 101, and that's exactly where you need to stay. Because here's what's going to happen. As blessings start pouring in, people are going to come back around. The ones who abandoned you will suddenly want to reconnect. The ones who doubted you will want to celebrate with you. The ones who stabbed you in the back will act like nothing ever happened, and you don't owe them a thing. You don't have to explain your success. You don't have to justify your boundaries. You don't have to prove that you earned this. You don't have to share your strategy or reveal your process. You can simply nod, smile, and keep moving. Business as usual, just like you've been doing all along. The game hasn't changed. The players haven't really changed either. The only thing that's different is the scoreboard, and right now you're winning. Not because you played dirty, not because you manipulated the system, not because you stepped on others to get ahead, but because you stayed true to yourself when everyone else was playing pretend. That's your superpower, your authenticity, your consistency, your refusal to become the villain just because the world expected you to fall. You stayed standing when everything tried to knock you down. You stayed kind when everyone gave you reasons to be cruel. You stayed focused when distractions came from every direction. And now you get to reap the rewards. So, chosen one, as we close this message, remember this: the tunnel is ending, the light is here, the wheel is turning, the wishes are being granted, the love is approaching, the protection is surrounding you, and everyone who doubted you is about to watch you soar. You are the last player standing, not because you eliminated everyone else, but because you refused to eliminate yourself. While others gave up on their dreams, gave in to their fears, gave out from exhaustion, you kept going. You kept believing. You kept showing up. They wanted Hunger Games. They wanted to watch you suffer. They wanted to see you fall. Instead, you gave them something they never expected. You gave them District 111. You gave them a chosen one who refuses to play by their rules. You gave them a warrior who fights with peace, wins with grace, and thrives with purpose. And now they just look ridiculous. Welcome to your new era. Welcome to your new character. Welcome to everything you've been waiting for. It's here. It's yours. It's time. Go claim it.